It's been a 4 or 5 game conversation. That's where we're at. Are you making any kind of series spread bet? And we know you're not betting OKC minus 700, but as far as like OKC minus 2.5, OKC in a sweep, anything like that?
I thought about the sweep, but I do respect Carlisle way too much. That's actually not even a good payout either. It's plus 340 or something like that.
3.25.
Yeah. Some books are even lower, of course. I don't know. It feels like the unbettable series because now you're just guessing on how many games it's going to go. You know, we all like the Thunder, but we can't lay minus 700 or whatever. And then now I'm guessing, a lot of people, Thunder in 4, Thunder in 5. What if it goes 6? Then you're going to lose. It just feels like they're making the customer guess on the Thunder, and that's the name of the game. You know that they're going to win, likely. So let's jack that price, and then you're going to try and handicap how many games it'll go. Thunder in 4, Thunder in 5. And you really don't know. The common thread and the common prediction is Thunder in 5, which is not really valuable from a financial standpoint. You're not going to get a huge payout on that. So it just feels like it's tough to bet the Thunder if you like the Thunder, and most of us do. So I don't know. I probably won't do anything on the series side. I do want to. I pulled up a list, ESPN.com writers who are very good handicappers. They put together their favorite props for the series, and some of these are very funny. The props that they like, and the prices are even sillier. It's like that one year during COVID, they polled all the ESPN writers, what's your favorite bet this year? And this is when ESPN was first starting to weave in gambling content with their writers who probably don't bet. And the one guy wrote, I like the Dodgers to make the playoffs. It was minus 1,500. So that's maybe a little idea of how some of these bets. You have a lot of people saying they like the Thunder to win the series in this story, by the way. And then they put the price next to it, minus 700. And you're like, thank you. You like the biggest favorite so far this playoffs, ideally. Not this playoffs, but in the finals, obviously, it's a huge price for minus 700. I do want to bring up one of these props that was insisted on playing in the NBA Finals. Very, very funny prop.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Tyrese Halliburton to record 16 assists or more in any game in the series. He only did it one time this season, and the price is plus 265.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yep.
Who did that?
It's actually in the blurb. He only recorded 16 plus assists one time this season, but I could see him hitting it in this series. Sure, he did it once the entire season, and now he's going to do it against the best defense in the league at plus 265.
In what should be a short series that everybody's calling 4 or 5 games, which means it's probably not going to go 4 or 5 games. With that said, I am tempted by one. If you look at the series spreads or the games, under 5.5 games, Pacers winning twice. Yeah, it could happen. Like you just mentioned, it could. Most people calling it 4 or 5, but what if it goes 6? That's the only one that really tempts me at all, because you look at how unfair some of these other prices are. I'm like, okay, am I going to go OKC 4-1 is plus 200 at BetMGM? Like, yep. I'm not betting. And it could be a sweep, and maybe that ends up being the better one. But yeah, that's the only one I was really looking at. Honestly, I'm probably not going to do any kind of a series spread or total games bet.
The value is on the Pacers. The reality is the Pacers probably don't win.
Mm-hmm.
But you are rewarded because nobody's betting it. If you line up 100 people and say, all right, who's winning this series? You're going to see, assuming you're not polling people from the Indianapolis metro area, right? Let's go to a non-final state. So take Indiana out of it, take Oklahoma out of it. You polled 100 people, I'm going to guess 90 of them would say OKC. So that's baked into the price. You are rewarded, though, if you take Pacers in 6. I saw Pacers in 7 was about 12-1, 13-1. So those are where your prices are. The issue is people don't want to get there. I'm still laughing at this Halliburton prop. He led the league in assists at 9.8 per game this season, so hitting 16 is not that far of a reach.
Have
What?
you seen? Oh, okay.
It's not a reach. It's 6 more assists.
Man,
I don't get it. I hate when non-bettors write betting stories. It
I
drives me
know,
nuts.
I know, but it's
Here's
just
another one.
let's
Here's
get
one more.
content. Let's just email everybody. Somebody email me back so I can throw this in a story.
SGA to score 30 points in every game of the series, plus 440. No.
I'm shocked actually because you brought up the ESPN writer, so I quickly looked at it. They took 32. I didn't know they had 32 NBA experts, but they call them experts. 2025 NBA Finals picks. Experts pick the Indiana Oklahoma City series. 32 of them. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, out of 32, how many do you think took Indiana?
Well, they don't have any balls, so probably 31.
31. No, close. OKC 29, Indiana 3.
That's exactly what we were just sort of alluding to, though. If you polled
Exactly
100 people,
10%.
you're
Right.
going to have about 90%, and 29 divided by 32 is 90.6%.
I've only seen one person until now, until this article, actually go out there and say you got to take the Pacers. That was it. That was Brad Evans. I saw a clip of him like, no, Evans.
Oh,
He's
Evans?
like, you got to take Indiana. It's like, do I think they're going to win? No, but you got to take Indiana. This is crazy. Oklahoma City should not be favored by that much. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I saw Brad Evans say. Chris Canty took Pacers in 7. Let's see. Jeremy Wu, longtime NBA writer, formerly of SI, now with ESPN. He took Pacers in 7. Where's the other one? There's no way. Wow. Freddie Coleman took Pacers in 6. Are you insane, Freddie? Get some sleep, dude. 6. No way. He just wanted to be the only guy to make that pick.
It's a really impossible question to answer and to look smart.
I know.
Because everybody's going to take the Thunder. So if you take the Thunder, duh. And then if you take Indiana and they get broomed, you somehow look even more stupid because you tried to stand on a hot take and it didn't quite work. As for the game tonight, the truth is this is the one game where I think you could catch OKC. I don't want to say sleeping because it's not like the Thunder aren't going to take this game seriously, but they haven't played a basketball game in a long time. I mean, think about it. Indiana closed out the Knicks on Saturday, and they've been off for what feels like a long time. The Thunder have been off even longer. These are always those games where the dog feels like it might have a little extra life. And I think Carlisle knows the importance of trying to maybe empty the kitchen sink in this game. So I wouldn't necessarily hate a Pacers bet tonight, but the buck stops there for me. I'm not going to say Pacers series or Pacers in 5, 6, 7. It just feels to me like an unbettable series in the series price market, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, you brought up the Halliburton props for a number of times for good reason. Remember in that Knicks series, it was on a regular basis 20.5 points, and they're starting the series at 17.5. 17.5. And that might drop based on what occurs in game 1 for the rest of the series. You talked about most points, and we landed on J-Dub. You obviously can't go SGA at minus 5,000. It's a bit of a dart throw, but we would look at J-Dub at 25-1. You know, Halliburton is also minus 450 for most assists. I don't think that's going to happen. His assist numbers go down against this defense too, but if you look at the prices, like there's very little competition. At BetMGM, they listed 3 dudes: Halliburton, SGA at plus 450, and J-Dub at 66-1.
Whew. You get some big payouts in this series if you can avoid the heavy hitters. There's no doubt there. 66-1. That's the third option?
Yep.
Whew. The reality is you're going to probably have it come from one of the two because they always have the ball. So the more you have the ball, the more likely it is that you find a teammate and that teammate makes a shot. It's not going to be the 7-footer that has the most assists. It's going to be a guard that dominates the ball. And that's the market. SGA, Halliburton, then everybody else.
Yep. OKC minus a game and a half is minus 300. OKC minus 2.5 games, so you win in 4 or 5, is minus 130.
Yikes.
So I mean, I guess that's a better play than doing under 5.5 games because that's what you're betting on. But I mean, come on. The price that I was alluding to earlier that moved from when Campy gave it out on the show the other day, he took Hartenstein 6+ rebounds in each game of the series, expecting it to be only 4 or 5 games. He gave it out on the show at 10-1, and right now BetMGM has it at 5-1.
Did his job.
Did his job.
Now Hartenstein has to do his. They've been playing him though less and less, which I guess has worked out. Here they are in the finals, but this has not been a guy that's been logging big minutes. I mean, look at that series against Minnesota. Here are his minutes: 17, 16, 19, 27, 20. Now, he can still get there. Here's the rebound count: 5, 6, 6, 8, 5. So he's going to find that ball when he's out there. But he was not used a lot in that series. He played a lot more against Denver: 29, 31, 33, 33, 25. We shall see how this shakes out. We know the Pacers have size, so maybe OKC goes small. My issue with that bet, it's a great bet at 10-1 down to 5-1. Mm-hmm. Does he get enough run? I don't have that answer.
Yeah, and that's probably why you got the 10-1 to start, and then people started to bet it, and now we're quickly down to 5-1. I hate being in this position, but it certainly sounds like we're not all that thrilled about the series, And when you look at the best player on the Pacers, his numbers down against this defense, and Dort's going to be covering him, and they're just going to throw waves at him. You're going to have Halliburton against Dort, Chet against Siakam, probably Hartenstein against Turner. Just matchup-wise, it's going to be so rough for Indiana. Maybe they steal a game. I hate being with the public, and everybody's saying the same thing. It's going to be 4 or a gentleman's sweep, something like that. But, I mean, that's where I'm at. I have a tough time seeing Indiana winning twice in this series.
I didn't lose $1 on the hockey last night. I will not lose $1 on the NBA Finals Series market. But I will be playing Halliburton, PRA under, points under tonight. That much is clear.